Coming up on Mountain News this morning, there's new funding headed towards organizations fighting addiction in the Commonwealth. And Kentuckians are beginning to feel the effects of legalizing sports gambling more than 1 year after the decision.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Welcome in this Monday morning. I'm Madison Carmouche. We're at that 6 o'clock mark, almost there. Today is October 21st. Let's send it over to meteorologist Megan Desmall for a look at your forecast this morning. Monday morning, we're always looking for something positive, something good, and I'm hoping we'll find it in the weather.
We definitely will. We got some good temperatures coming up today, so if you're looking for a nice, beautiful today, it's going to be today. We have temperatures looking nice for your Monday afternoon, but looking outside, we're seeing that it's not going to be too much of a foggy day this morning. Middlesboro and Harlan are really seeing the worst of the fog this morning, 0.3 of a mile, and Ashland about half a mile visibility. So if you are driving in the more southern counties or Ashland, you will encounter that fog. So just be prepared as you're on the road this morning. Current temperatures, though, it's going to be a cooler one. You might need to warm up your car before you get in it this morning. We're mostly in that 30 to 40 degree range, upper 30s, low 40s, but we will be warming up to those beautiful temperatures. It's going to be nice and sunny with these high temperatures in the 70s. So definitely something to look forward to on this Monday. But as we're looking the next 12 hours, we're going to stay nice and sunny. And by the time that sunrise happens at 7:48 a.m., we'll see temperatures getting in the mid to upper 40s. Madison?
All right, Megan, thank you. New grant money will be heading to nonprofits throughout Kentucky to help fight drug addiction. The grant will bring $37 million to addiction treatment efforts over the next 3 years. Nonprofits in Lexington, like Shepherd's House, hope to receive some of that money. The governor's office says overdose deaths have decreased almost 10% since last year. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, the Kentucky Help Call Center can connect you to treatment. It has been more than 1 year since sports betting became legal here in Kentucky. But that new form of gambling has turned into a struggle for some people. Michael Stone says the uptick began last year in October, right after sports betting went into effect in the Commonwealth. But he says it is important to note that the amount of people suffering from gambling-related issues has not increased. Rather, more people are becoming aware of problems that can come along with it.
They have become aware because of the explosion of advertising for the online sports gambling, the FanDuels, the DraftKings, and all the other online sports betting applications that now all carry the note of gambling problem called 1-800-GAMBLER.
Stone says the council does not have any definitive evidence to show the legalization of sports betting is creating more problems with addicted gamblers. 2024 Shaping Our Appalachian Region, or SOAR Summit, and those involved say the event was a success after wrapping at the end of last week. With special guests joining the final day and millions of dollars in funding announcements, the summit was all about using different tracks to celebrate the efforts to drive the region forward. Governor Andy Beshear and Congressman Hal Rogers shared a list of grant recipients, and SOAR was presented with a more than $40 million check, among with other funding announcements.
It's exciting to be at the SOAR Summit, showing our continued commitment to Eastern Kentucky and providing the investments and infrastructure to help it succeed. Today, between the money going to the Mountain Parkway and other funds, we've talked about $500 million of investment.
The event celebrated the strength and resiliency of community. Many folks in Kentucky continue to help those affected by the hurricanes. One man is doing everything he can to help out. After volunteering in Florida for 1 week, Mike Philbeck returned home with a mission to help those in North Carolina. Philbeck has been collecting supplies and has had donations from churches all across the area. He now has 11 trailers full of supplies ready to go to hard-hit communities near Asheville.
Well, this is a one-man show, and I had to ask for family and friends. My dad is 85 and a half, and he's driving one of these trucks down. So I had to reach out for help because this turned into so much more than one man could do.
Other churches throughout southern and central Kentucky are also helping out on this big effort. One Laurel County business had quite the crowd for the first Harvest Festival. Cornet Farm Fresh hosted the festival with several activities, including decorating cookies, pumpkins, games, and of course, eating farm-to-table food. Director of Operations Katie Fortney says that they had a great turnout despite construction on Highway 192 drastically decreasing sales for the last couple of days.
So just to kind of see, you know, the community come together and support a local business has just been very overpowering. Despite what, you know, that's going to happen outside with the construction, you know, it's going to be great right now. You know, of course, we're going through that still. So it's been really awesome to just see the community come together from far and wide.
Fortney says opening the one-way road in front of their store leading to the light at the Don Franklin Ford dealership next to them has helped folks who have to turn left that cannot due to the construction.
It's a nice and clear morning. You don't really have to worry about rain, and for the most part, you're not having to worry about fog either. Taking a look at that satellite and radar, you can see there's not anything going on in our area. We do have a little bit of fog in Harlan and Middlesboro, about 0.3 of a mile, and 1.3 mile visibility in Williamsburg. But as you continue throughout the day, it'll get better. As we look at those current temperatures, though, it is quite cool. We're in the 30s and 40s, so a jacket is needed this morning, but not for this afternoon as we're warming up dramatically into the 70s for today. Mostly looking in that mid 70s range, but there are some areas that could potentially see the upper 70s today. Looking at the next couple of hours, though, we will be warming up until that high temperature about that 3 p.m. hour. We're going to stay nice and clear for the skies over the day, and sunrise will be at 7:48 a.m. Overall, a nice, beautiful day. I'll have that ARH 7-day forecast in just a couple of minutes. Madison?
All right, Megan, thank you. And thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Just ahead, election security and vote counting. How safe is your ballot? One study says voter impersonation is not as common as you might think.